So, anyway, talking about today's topic, and this is all on liberating your voice. And maybe if you've noticed, also, I have been feeling called to speak more about that, and especially to women. What I'm sharing at the end of the day is for men and for women also. It is important for all of us, but I do feel and see a lot of women also coming to me that are struggling with claiming their inner power and with really just speaking their needs and what they want and what they don't want, and expressing also when things are not okay, because I think that's also a big thing. And very often in the spiritual community, we're like, have this idea that we always have to be love and light and compassionate, and that we always have to just be okay with everything, and that we are not okay with something, then that's our fault, and then it's our reflection and we have to do the work around it, which is partially true. But sometimes also it's really important to just say when we don't want something and we don't like something, and it's literally speaking our needs. Yeah, and as I said before, I've witnessed a lot in women, and women have come to me, or the women that I've worked with, going through these processes, and it's very deeply connected to claiming your inner power and your truth and standing in that. Okay, so that's something that I feel really passionate about, and that I am going to bring on a deeper level into my work, into my sharings, as you are going to see. And I'll merge that also with more aspects, because it's not only about claiming our power and our voice, but also about opening our heart and finding that deeper level of compassion, and then through that really activating our authentic radiance and stepping into deeper empowerment and embodiment, and all of the beautiful things in our divine expression that we came here to be and to do. But today we're going to be focusing around that, liberating your voice. So, liberating your voice is not really only about your voice. It is not only about being the loudest or being very outgoing or being very an extrovert, because I do feel that often in the online space it can look like, oh, I have to be like so loud and so passionate and so all these things, and then when I'm like that, that means that I have activated my voice, or that I have activated myself, and I also believe that for a while, and looking or seeming to be very confident, but then it's actually still kind of a layer of a mask that we think we believe we should be and we should look like. So what is it then to liberate our voice and to own our truth with that? It's really about, first of all, finding our truth and what that means to us, and what means and how does our authentic expression look like. And it's going to look so different for you than it's going to look for someone else. And I feel that's where it really starts with, is with claiming your truth and embracing yourself as you are, and acknowledging that the way you are is beautiful and perfect, and that you don't have to be any different, and that actually the more we can be in our authentic expression and find that and claim that and feel safe in showing up in our authentic expression, the more our voice is going to be liberated and the more natural it's going to feel for us to show up. Because there's not this fear anymore of what other people think, because we have embraced ourselves on such a deep level that it drops away, because we know who we are. And it doesn't matter anymore if someone likes us or doesn't, because there will always be people that like us and always people that don't, or that resonate with us or that don't, and that's okay. Because we cannot please everyone, and we surely didn't came here to do that. So it is really that finding our dropping deeper through the layers of the conditioning, of the story of how we believe we should be, of what we've been told as children how we should be, of what society told us, of what the spiritual teachings tell us, of what other mentors and coaches tell us, of what social media tells us, of all the things. And then dropping and piercing through those layers and finding what it is that we want. How does it look like? How does it feel like? What feels safe also? And then from that space, just making that step to hold that. And may it be in the online space and showing up and speaking your truth, or showing up on camera, or it may be with your friends or with your family or with whoever. It doesn't really matter. With your partner, it doesn't matter where and who and what, because when you have found your authentic essence inside yourself and you settle in that by embodying it on a deeper level, by feeling safe as that and in that, and releasing all the layers and the stories and the ideas of why it's not safe to be you, of the fear of being rejected, of the fear of not receiving love, or not feeling worthy to be as we are, believing we have to be different. Releasing these layers and coming back to yourself. And it always starts with ourselves. It's always about us coming back, and it starts and it ends with ourselves, us coming back to ourselves and connecting with ourselves and embracing ourselves as we are. So when we have dropped into that space, and again, it's a continuous journey of unfolding, and there's no arrival point where suddenly we are now perfect and everything is perfect. And that's also part of the thing. It's like, it's okay, we actually don't have to arrive anywhere. We're just as we are, with the craziness and the messiness and the amazingness and all the things. They're just there, and that's okay. We've arrived at that space and we feel safe at that space, then naturally something very beautiful is going to happen. And it's that our voice is going to open up, because our voice is I don't even know the word, intricacy connected with our expression, obviously. And when we tap into a deeper layer of ourselves and embrace that and who we are, and find that, oh, hello Tiffany, see you shortly, then we can also express that more. And then our voice, our throat, that voice, the speaking voice, opens up. But when I say liberating our voice, It's not necessarily only about how we speak or what we say, but it's about holding our truth at a very deep level of our being and having activated that truth. And really, it comes from our womb. It's like the womb and almost the root that holds that embodiment. Because it's not just speaking. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to this workshop and learn how to be charismatic. And I mean, not saying it's good or bad. You can do all these things. I'm going to, find out how I can be more confident or show up more confident. No, it's just you being you. And you can be someone who's very quiet and maybe more introvert and perhaps likes to speak quiet or is more to themselves, but you can still be confident because you just feel safe inside yourself and you feel good and you just feel like, no, but that's just how I am. And I honestly, I have phases where I feel very introvert and where I don't want to talk a lot to people, where I really like to keep to myself, and then I'm just okay with that, and I can be at a dinner table and just don't talk, and that's fine. And I wouldn't feel awkward or feel like, oh, I don't think I'm weird because I'm not talking. Maybe I should talk, or maybe I should try. And it's like, no, I just feel really introvert right now. And then other days I feel super extrovert and I want to share and laugh and do all the things, and that's it. And it feels so liberating to just be in that inner freedom with ourselves, with our bodies and our expression. And again, especially as women, we go through different cycles every month. And each cycle of our menstrual cycle has a different expression. And when we are menstruating and going through that inner death, then naturally we feel more introvert. We feel more quiet. We don't want to socialize that much. Whereas then when we're ovulating, we feel more in our radiance. We feel more expressed. We want to be active. We want to go out and do the things and meet up with people. And that's totally fine. That's the thing. Whereas men, they're more consistent. They also go through their cycles. But if I see it in my partner, he's kind of consistently the same. I'm like, how do you even do that? I'm like, yeah, but it's so different because as women, we do hold that actual vortex of the womb, which is something so vast and so powerful. And we hold just this great power, and with that also that great responsibility of being the vessels for really life to birth through us. And that's why maybe it's a little more complex to experience life through the feminine vessel. And that is why also it's so important for us to remember what we hold and who we are, and to remember what we stand for. And it can be so different for every one of us. But at the essence, if you really dive deep and deep and deep, then at your core, it's always going to be connected to love and devotion and to service and to bringing forth that truth. And how you do that is totally up to you. So, that is a little bit on liberating your voice and diving onto the journey with that. And by the way, I have not prepared for this. It just came through and I was like, I'm coming online. I want to share it today. There can be so many more aspects that I could speak about if I would structure it a little bit. I'm sure I'm going to do that also in the future. And this is such a big topic, but I wanted to just activate the conversation in here. And I invite you to share, what is your journey with liberating your voice? What has been your journey? Do you remember breakthrough moments where you felt you liberated into it? Or do you remember moments where you wish you could have spoken up, and maybe you even feel angry with yourself for that you haven't? Or are there any challenges that you're going through right now that you cannot pierce through on that topic? Please share in the comments. If you have questions, bring in questions. I'm really happy to reply to them and get back to you. And yeah, we go from there. Beautiful. Also, if you feel called to dive deeper into this work with me, with liberating your voice and really owning your truth and claiming that, and what it really means to feel that and to embody that from your womb, from your heart, from your throat, and to walk as that, and to embrace yourself as you are, you can also make a comment here or just send me a private message. Just message me and let me know that you're interested in diving deeper with me, and I can share a little bit more about my offerings with you, and we can find what would be the best fit for you on where you're at in your journey right now. Okay? All right, beautiful beings. I'll send you all a lot of love, and I wish you a wonderful day and week ahead. Bye. Namaste.